Hello everybody, my name is David. Thank you for watching. Today's video is the question and answer video that I do every single Monday, and I'm answering all your guys' questions from the last Q&A video that I did last Monday. Any of you guys that have any questions at all, please ask me down in the comment section today, and I will answer them in the next Q&A video next Monday. Welcome new subscribers. Thank you. Hello, welcome. This is a question and answer video, so take advantage of this and ask any questions you guys have, okay? I'll try to answer every question, and if I don't, I had someone, I saw in the comment section said that they asked me a question in the last Q&A right when it came out, and I missed it. I guess that could happen. You know, I can make mistakes. I'm human, but I won't do it on purpose. So make sure it's on the very last Q&A. I've got over 100 of them. Make sure it's on the very current one, and right when it comes out Monday is the best time to ask, because I don't film these on Monday. So you know, today is what, Friday, I think. Did it a couple days early. So and if I miss it, ask me again. The person that told me I missed your question from last time, don't make me go look for it. Ask me again. If I answer it incorrectly, if I read it wrong or something, ask me again, please. I don't mind. I want to get. I'm doing this on purpose to get to help you guys, to teach you, to make you feel better, to understand things like this. So I want you to understand. I want you to know and know that almost any question is, you're not the only one that ever wants or is looking for an answer for that question, okay? So ask me again. Thanks. I want to say happy birthday to my friend Venus. Happy birthday. I'm not going to say which one it is, but Venus is a friend of mine that I made here on the channel down in the comment section. She's been with me for a very long time, and she's just an absolute sweetheart. She is a wonderful mother to a special needs child, and she has gone against all odds and has had no help, no support. Her whole family's pretty abusive, and she stopped the cycle, and she is so loving to her children, and she's a great mother, and she puts up with a lot, and I love her to death. I want to say happy birthday, Venus. Hope you had a great day. And Sarah, I want to thank you, Sarah, for making donation to the channel. Thank you so very much. That helps a lot. The gesture and everything is just great. Helps keep me going. Thank you, Sarah. And the only thing I ask, guys, if you want to ask a question, just leave your location. Tell us where you are. Tell us where you reside, where you hang out. It doesn't be general. City, or your state, or country, something like that, okay? Thank you. So, let's get started with the first question, which is from R.A. from the United States. Hello. Do you have any thoughts on toxic people inhabiting certain demographic areas more than others? Say, for example, are there more sociopaths or narcissistic type of people in California and Florida than in the Midwest? And what would that be attributed to, if so? From my observation, it feels that certain states attract a lot more narcissists, sociopaths, etc., and there's a higher tolerance for it, almost as if it is considered the norm. Where other states, it's quite the opposite, but I don't know, it's just a perception or could actually be a real thing. So, you know, it's hard. You're not going to really find statistics or facts like this, and so I would be guessing. I don't have a lot of personal experience or stuff like this to really tell you, except what I can tell you from my own personal experience is I've noticed more narcissistic, disordered people in more, I don't want to say, well, in countries that are more war-ridden, that have more war in them. So it would typically be more of a more third world country. I know we don't use third world anymore, the term, but because that's usually where battles are fought. And it can quite often be in, you know, in populations, heavy populated people, areas. And this kind of trauma I have noticed, I've seen a ton. We get, well, I don't need to say who, but refugees from these war areas, I've noticed, seem to be way more disordered. Yeah, kind of borderline narcissistic traits. And I would attribute that, if not directly to war, then that war is going to tear up families and not allow proper parenting. How about that? If it's not the war itself, it's somehow down the line I've noticed that it seems to make more disordered people. Yeah, big time. Hope that helps. And you guys have any other information about stuff like that? But state to state, I mean, there's 50 states in this country. I don't know how they could really determine that. Maybe city by city, maybe more heavily populated cities, maybe. But you may get more specific kinds of personalities rather than specific disorders. Because you could have, because like sociopaths, they're not textbook. These people aren't textbook like we think. Because a sociopath, some aren't even violent. Mostly because they didn't grow up in the violence. It's kind of like, how were they taught to be? What were they exposed to and stuff like this? So yeah, demographics, it's hard to say. And I'm sure it's a factor, but that would take a big studies to figure it out. Hope that helps. Thank you. If not, ask me more detailed stuff about it. Thanks. Corey from Oregon. Hello, Corey. Hey, David, it's really encouraging to see your channel evolve and to know we are all on a journey to make our lives better. Thank you. Are borderlines consciously aware when they triangulate their partner? Or is it deliberate, malicious manipulation technique? Well, try to understand this kind of awareness you guys all want to know. Are they aware that they're abusing you? Are they aware of these things? It's hard to say on a person-to-person basis, and try to understand that we aren't totally aware of all of our behaviors, because a lot of it is just repetitious things that we do all the time. I mean, I know I'm hungry, and I know when I'm hungry I may go to the kitchen and make a sandwich, but I don't really need to think about it too much. I can quickly whip up a sandwich or something, Am I aware I'm making a sandwich? Yes. Am I aware that, am I aware that I'm causing more garbage in landfills? That's a problem in the country, I know I'm doing it. Am I aware of it? No. Not that much. Not every time I make a sandwich. Bad analogy, but you're asking, if you did it, you'd be aware of it because you don't do it. They do it all the time. You ask if they're aware of it. Well, they've been doing it since they're a little child. These kind of behaviors are taught, guys. These behaviors are taught. Seriously, this kind of manipulation, triangulation, all these things are taught one way or another. You teach your child, you're teaching them no matter what you do. You're teaching them. You can completely neglect them and put them in a cage. You're teaching them something, right? If they're just watching you, you're teaching them something. Most likely, if triangulation is something that someone does in every single relationship, they probably watch their parents do it or something. There's a reason they did it, that they were taught why. But hope that makes sense. And another question. I noticed my BPD wife would mirror other people in front of me. I understand that borderlines have no sense of self-identity, but is it common to mirror others who aren't their primary source of supply? Sure, Corey. A lot of times we say that mirroring is like a manipulation tactic, and yes, it can be used as a manipulation tactic, but a lot of borderlines mirror because they do have a very poor sense of self, of who they are. And so they pick up, it could be personality traits, or it could be just, I like that team too. I like that flavor too. Real poor sense of self of who they are, and they might they might be doing it as a manipulation tactic and not be aware of it. They're trying to connect with somebody. I hope I'm making sense. Hope that helps. If it doesn't, please ask me again. Renata from Brazil. Hello. I like the new colors and the new name. Thank you. Have you ever seen a narc that never tried to hoover their victims? Yes, of course. We say these people are textbook, but anytime you say not all or all, I mean, that doesn't work, right? It doesn't apply. So, yes, of course, there's narcissists that never hoover. Sure. Yeah. I could come up with many reasons. One, they died. Two, they got amnesia. Three, they're busy. Marriage, children, brand new career, won the lottery. I don't know. Reasons. There are, yeah, there will be, of course. Louise from England, hello. How do we get over the thoughts of when you had no proof of them cheating on you, but they gaslight you into believing they cheated, even though they more than likely did, but hid the truth from you? That's kind of confusing. I'm sorry. I'm going to guess what you're saying. If not, ask me again. I think you mean, well, let's see. Try to dissect this. You thought they were cheating, but you didn't have proof. Then they make you believe that they were cheating. But they probably did. Yeah, I think I know what you're saying, that he's like, maybe he's manipulating you to make you believe he's cheating when he really is, so it looks like he's lying. You know? I've actually, even though this is confusing, I've heard of a lot of stuff like this. I've heard of narcissists leaving clues behind to make you think they're cheating. Odd, isn't it? It's like triangulating make-believe person. That's how bad they want to triangulate. They'll actually make the person up, right? Because, you know, what does triangulation do? It can make you feel really scared and desperate and do what they want, right? I hope that's what you mean. But you asked me, how do we get over the thoughts? Anything bothering you, keep talking about it till it makes sense and it doesn't bother you and it doesn't hurt as bad. Ignoring this makes it worse, or stay with you. Talk about it with people, because the right thing to do when someone hurts you is talk about it with them, and you can't do this. So talk about it with somebody else and make sense of it in your head. Try to understand disordered people. That's why I think it can be beneficial to figure out what your abuser, what disorder they have. It helps you understand a little bit more why they behave the way they do, and that it's not your fault. It helps to clear a lot of that doubt and guilt and stuff. But how do we get over these thoughts? You have to feel better about it. You're thinking about it because how you feel about it. So you feel betrayed and like worthless and stuff like this, you know. So talk about it. It just is amazing to talk and talk and talk. Write it out. Make a video, and just for yourself, play it. I'm telling you, that is amazing therapy. Make a video and then play it later and watch yourself. I hope that helps. Therapeutic things. Take care of yourself. Have supportive, caring, loving people around you telling you you're a good person. Usually we feel like this because we don't have that. If you have to, you pay somebody to tell you. Okay? Anna. Okay, this is a long one. Very long one. Stick with me on this. Anna from Paris. Hello, Anna. I have something which bothers me from a long, long time. Once, when I was about 14 years old, I've heard something very perplexing from a very important person for me. Actually, from the most important person for everybody, a mother. She told me that we have to, or actually we can be together, but separately in the same time. I couldn't understand it at all. What does it mean, actually? It's like she wanted me to use to improve her image, to be superficially together but truly separately. For a long time I thought it is okay if she thinks like that. Above all, she is mother and she is always right, but in the same time it was strange from me. But honestly, I don't know still. Maybe it is just me strange. It is difficult to arrange it in my head. Sometimes I feel angry, but then I think, no, it is just me. I cannot understand that. Then I was much older, and thanks to channels like David's, I started to suspect that maybe it is narcissistic. Actually, she doesn't have any close relation with anyone. She divorced. She doesn't even speak with her sister. It's like she wanted to take the best from me, to enjoy a lovely image of a family, but then nothing deeper. No problems, no hearing me. It makes me angry, and then I feel guilty. It's not possible to stand with her. Could it be a narcissistic feature? Am I right to be angry? Anna, your feelings are never wrong. If you're angry, you are right to be angry. It's not about right or wrong. It's figuring out, why are you angry? Your mother seems very cold. But more importantly, your mother is doing what a lot of, I could say narcissistic mothers. I don't know if she's narcissist. What's important, Anna, is what she's doing is she is trying to fill her own emotional void through her child. Okay? So you have emotional needs, okay? And she has emotional needs. She also has a massive emotional void because her own emotional development was stunted, was halted. It stopped somewhere in her childhood through trauma of her own. It was halted. She never finished developing what she needs. And so she has children, and she uses her children to feel better, to meet her needs. So it's parentification, and she's not giving you anything you need, and she doesn't care to make you feel better, and you're angry, and I'm sure there's a bunch more emotions than anger. Okay? This creates shame. This makes us feel like we're bad people. And Anna, best thing to do is not to try and sort this out or fix this with her right away. Try and make yourself feel better about this and heal from all of this with a professional. At some point, maybe after your own personal development, you can go back and talk to her about this and have a relationship with her. Take some time off and develop your own personal self, okay? It's really sad. A mother can really, really damage a daughter by not giving her what she needs. I've said before, it's the most important relationship. I see the effects, the damage from it, more than any other relationship. I'm sorry, Anna. You didn't get what you needed as a child, and you need to still give yourself those things, okay? And there's things you need to learn. And really tough to do this all alone. So you need people around you, and you need help and support. Good luck. Thanks, Hannah. Where are we here? Hi, David from the United Kingdom. Hello, happy me. Could you share some information regarding borderline blaming? It seems my ex has developed a narrative where she is convincing herself and probably her friends regarding our now finished relationship. She has a very distorted view of what happened, which has shocked me. Is this the victim mentality? Absolutely. Absolutely. This is victim mentality. Okay? And it starts from trauma. It starts from being a victim. And it's a sad thing because we shouldn't be victims as children. And the problem is how a traumatic event or experience is handled afterwards for the child. Children can experience some trauma and things like this, and when they have what they were supposed to have is two loving, nurturing parents, they can help them get through this and make it okay. But someone that experiences lots of trauma and too much pain and hurt all on their own, they stay there. Emotional development and it's just halted. They're stuck on me. And they grow up staying that child. And they believe that they feel they have no control. They really need control. They have no control over themselves, their environment, anything. They feel like they're so out of control. And they're in so much pain and so much hurt. Okay? That when you get close enough to them, you hurt them. You're in control. It's your fault. And they can never face the amount of shame they have inside them. So they can never, ever accept that anything was their fault. Or at least anything their fault that they can change or have control over. They just won't do it. They can't do it. And they're stuck in this you. Poor me. And all that means is I have nothing to change. I'm not in power. You are. You have things you need to fix. You need to control this. You're in control of me. You fix me. You help me. Help. So the victim mentality is very help me all the time too. Because they feel out of control. They don't know how to do anything for themselves. They weren't taught. They were taught a childhood of trauma. Okay? Hope that makes sense. You know what? I'll stop there. Yeah, I can't remember how many questions I left, but I think I'm halfway. So that'll be in part 1. And I got a bunch more questions in part 2, so stay tuned. I always put this out half-hour intervals, half-hour after. So if it's not out yet, it'll be out in a few minutes. Stay tuned. If you guys can help me and help other people out there suffering from this, like you, that don't see it, don't know about this stuff, the more you guys do anything, please know this. I'm not asking to be popularity reasons and stuff. I'm not trying. If you guys are active, some kind of activity on this video, every time you thumbs up or thumbs down, it doesn't matter. It's activity, and it really helps promote this video. YouTube pushes it more. Share it on social medias, on forums, in groups. I'm telling you, okay? You guys doing this, there's thousands of people, at least hundreds, thousands sometimes, that watch these. And that makes a huge difference all around the world, okay? So if you could just couple clicks or something, little clicks and little things you could do, really help. Thanks, guys. Love your soul first. I'll see you in part 2. Bye-bye.